You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Maya Angelou. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Abraham Lincoln. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Babe Ruth. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Helen Keller. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas A. Edison. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Dr. Seuss. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Eleanor Roosevelt. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Abraham Lincoln. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Ralph Waldo Emerson. You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Maya Angelou. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Babe Ruth. Life is never fair, and perhaps it is a good thing for most of us that it is not. Oscar Wilde. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Tony Robbins. In this life we cannot do great things. We can only do small things with great love. Mother Teresa. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Albert Einstein. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Dalai Lama. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. Live in the sunshine, swim the sea, drink the wild air. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Henry David Thoreau. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. May you live all the days of your life. Jonathan Swift. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Hans Christian Andersen. Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life. John Wooden. Life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. D. H. Lawrence. You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Maya Angelou. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Abraham Lincoln. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Dalai Lama. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. Get busy living or get busy dying. Stephen King. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas A. Edison. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Babe Ruth. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Steve Jobs. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. Seneca. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life, and be without flavor. Eleanor Roosevelt. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. Henry Ford. In order to write about life, first you must live it. Ernest Hemingway. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Frank Sinatra. Sing like no one's listening, love like you've never been hurt, dance like nobody's watching, and live like it's heaven on earth. Attributed to various sources. Curiosity about life in all of its aspects, I think, is still the secret of great creative people. Leo Burnett. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Soren Kierkegaard. The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Oprah Winfrey. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Dolly Parton. Do all the good you can, for all the people you can, in all the ways you can, as long as you can. Hillary Clinton. Don't settle for what life gives you, make life better and build something. Ashton Kutcher. Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in, and eventually it'll pay off. It could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually, your hard work will pay off. Kevin Hart. Everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise. Kobe Bryant. I like criticism. It makes you strong. LeBron James. You never really learn much from hearing yourself speak. George Clooney. Life imposes things on you that you can't control, but you still have the choice of how you're going to live through this. Celine Dion. Life is never easy. There's work to be done and obligations to be met, obligations to truth, to justice, and to liberty. John F. Kennedy. Live for each second without hesitation. Elton John. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. Life is really simple, but men insist on making it complicated. Confucius. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Helen Keller. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Steve Jobs. My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Forrest Gump. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Lao Tzu. When we do the best we can, we never know what miracle is wrought in our life or the life of another. Helen Keller. The healthiest response to life is joy. Deepak Chopra. Life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you wish, but you only spend it once. Lillian Dixon. The best portion of a good man's life is his little nameless, unencumbered acts of kindness and of love. Wordsworth. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Robert Frost. Life comes from the earth and life returns to the earth. Zhuangzi. Everything you can imagine is real. Pablo Picasso. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Dr. Seuss. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Dr. Seuss. I'm not afraid of death, I just don't want to be there when it happens. Woody Allen. Things change. And friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Stephen Chbosky. Who are you to judge the life I live? I know I'm not perfect. And I don't live to be. But before you start pointing fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Bob Marley. I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I am out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Marilyn Monroe. You've gotta dance like there's nobody watching. Love like you'll never be hurt. Sing like there's nobody listening. And live like it's heaven on earth. William W. Perky. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. Insanity is doing the same thing, over and over again, but expecting different results. Narcotics Anonymous. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Albert Einstein. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. J.K. Rowling. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. Mark Twain. Life is what happens to us while we're making other plans. Alan Saunders. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. Douglas Adams.